Alright folks, welcome again. This is Love J and we're back into it, so let's do this. Okay, guest servant. Okay, so we're doing this again. Let's find out what's going on. They are so clean here. It is, isn't it? Feels like forever since I was last able to breathe this easily. Since in the Lostbelt, the border was the only safe place we could go. Oh, I almost forgot, we have the Chaldea base now, too. Anyway, being surrounded by a natural landscape like this really feels like... Huh? What's that in the sky above us, Senpai? Looks like some kind of streak? I didn't notice it during the night, but it's definitely strange, right? I guess it's normal. It must be normal here, since none of the locals seem to be taking any notice of it. The fish still is all practically enthralled. So hey, what's the name of this era? Era? What's that? Oh, I was mostly just wondering what year it was. Well, I'm turning 22 this year. We all start working when we turn 5. And I've planted these fields 17 times now, so that adds up, right? Thanks. I was thinking more along the lines of a calendar, though. It's time to go plant the seeds and harvest the last crops, of course. You can tell by the moon, you see? Let's try this then. Who's the foremost leader in the world right now? Why, that'd be the most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor, of course. And what is this emperor's name? Name? Why, most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor, of course. Might as well ask me what the sun and moon are called. The name's right there. Well, where might we find this emperor then? In the capital. Where else? And where's that? They say it's way off in that direction. Have you ever been there? Me? Why would I ever go there? We only worship from afar with gratitude. None of us exist without most glorious and majestic heavenly emperor's blessing, after all. Huh? What's up, Mosh? Senpai, do you smell that? Are you talking about my eau de cologne? I did switch to my more wild American brand after we got here. No, I don't mean that. It's less of a human scent and more beastly. This presence, no mistake, bloodthirsty creatures are headed this way. Beep! What is that thing? And there's another one over there. What the? Those are Kritchat, like we saw in Russia. What are they doing here? We can figure it out later. We can figure that out later, Da Vinci. Right now, we need to evacuate the villagers. Kritchat. Those needle nose things? Well, China is close to Russia, so I can understand why. Oh yeah, these needle nose things. Okay. Not usable. Okay. What I saw that on it. Small, short but sweet. Nice going, Wash. Hostiles eliminated. That said, those were from the Russian Lostbelt. I can't believe I've seen creatures from an entirely different Lostbelt here. This is too bizarre to be coincidence. You there? Have you ever seen these creatures like this before? No way. I've never seen a monster like that in my life. Me neither. The worst things we've seen until now are the wild boars the supervisor used to chase off. If we'd ever run into those things before, we'd probably be dead by now. Don't worry. We'll help it for as long as we're here. It's the least we can do to make up for ruining your field, right, Master? Right. Besides, this might have something to do with us. What are you trying to say? We didn't come here to serve as this village's bodyguards. No, Miss Caroline is correct. Those Kritchat should not be present here. If they have made a sudden appearance, we should investigate it. How are you feeling, Solaria? Just a little short of breath. Great. Your vital signs are all looking good, too, so your condition's definitely not too serious just yet. We still got to keep a close eye on it, of course, but I don't think we need to worry too much just now. I must say, you're looking a tad pale, Commander. Are you sure you won't lie down in the command room? Oh, be quiet. I just have a little heartburn from eating too much cake, that's all. I'm in perfectly good health. I'll have you know, if a third-rate mage can handle this poison without a problem, then of course I can too. That aside, we're still no closer to getting our bearings here, even with the local sharing. The first order of business is gathering as much information as possible. Otherwise, we have no way of knowing where to even begin. Where to begin? How about we go with finding Koyanskaya? I'll watch that video later. How about again finding Koyanskaya like we originally planned? A fair point. I sincerely doubt she came here on a lark. Very well then. How do we track her down? We'll never find her if we merely walk around without a plan, after all. Given that this is a Lostbelt, we know there must be a cryptoguard in the Tree of Emptiness somewhere. And just like Scandinavia, this Lostbelt tree doesn't seem to be visible. Yes, that concerns me too. The Russian tree is so large as to be visible from hundreds of kilometers away. The fact that we cannot see it here means that it must be disguised. as it was in Scandinavia. And that, in turn, means this Lostbelt's king understands it is something best kept hidden. Of course, if they so wished, a fairy or sage could make a mountain disappear with relative ease. I really don't want to imagine going up against someone like that, but given everything so far, indeed, if we were to capture the Koyan Sky today, we cannot simply leave this Lostbelt behind. As long as this, it remains a threat to proper human history. Sooner or later, we need to face the crypto responsible for it. All the more reason for us to hurry along with our investigation. You're all being far too generous, agreeing to be his village's bodyguards. I mean, I can understand how scared those villagers would be if the Kritchat were to suddenly attack again, but I assure you, Mr. Gordolf, this is all part of our investigation. What was that? It's safe to assume that those hostile creatures are the same type of demonic beasts we found in Russia. Think back to when we first learned about them. The Kritchat are demonic beasts that originated in the Russian Lostbelt and possess numerous characteristics that let them survive in its frigid environment. But this Lostbelt is far too warm for such creatures. Oh, now I get it. So that's why Mosh and Slar agreed to help. Right. This has everything to do with us. The fact that those creatures showed up in a different Lostbelt can only mean that someone brought them here. Indeed, someone can come and go between Lostbelts as they please. Koyanskaya. So we can, of course, eliminate ourselves as suspects. That leaves only one possibility. Tomovich Koyanskaya. Precisely. A most astute interjection, Miss Laria. Watson would have been proud. Finding Koyanskaya remains our priority. But at the moment, we have far too little information to act on. If anything, the Kritchat's appearance is our only real lead so far. We cannot afford to overlook it. Hey, can I just say something? I sent on a surveillance drone toward the capital and I discovered something interesting. Oh? There's actually a city out that way? I tried zooming in and cleaning up the long-range footage the best I could, and, well, it's easier if you just take a look. Oh. That looks like that thing from Shi Huangdi's NP. What the hell? For once, I'm genuinely at a loss for words. So much for civilization never developing here. If they've got the science and engineering know-how to build a metropolis like this, then they've come way farther technologically than we thought. I mean, there's not a single support column holding this thing up, so they obviously figured out how to make it float. And since it's clearly no giant air bladders or the like, I've got to wonder just how the hell they are making something that heavy float. Perhaps magecraft is used openly here. Either that, or they really have advanced scientifically to the point where they can just control gravity. In the latter case, they would be well ahead of proper human history, at least in terms of technology. Oh, and while I was at it, I grabbed some footage. A footage of that weird, perfectly straight line in the sky. Here it is at max magnification. It's Shi Huangdi's noble phantasm. What is that thing? Well, for starters, it's about 2,000 kilometers above us. So it's just barely in low orbit. By my estimates, it's more than 5 kilometers wide. That's not even the best part. It stretches along the entire observable sky of the Lostbelt. Wow. Then how come we couldn't see it before we entering this Lostbelt? If it's 2,000 kilometers up, that's got to be put above the storm clouds, right? That must mean the Lostbelt's borders prevent anything from being seen, storm or no. Anything built during their history, no matter how big it might be, is impossible to observe from the outside. Forget measuring size and mass. From the outside, there's no way you even know it exists at all. Even now that we can observe it, I have no idea what it is or what it's for. If the people of this world built it themselves, that raises even more questions. I'll say, how could something like that even exist when life in this farming village was so primitive? I kept flying the drone around in every direction, but I didn't see any other buildings or structures even remotely close to the scope of the capital. East, west, north, south, it was nothing but fields everywhere I looked. Seriously? Man, I can't tell if this place is way ahead of proper human history or way behind it. Whatever is taking place here, it no doubt stems from this world's deviation from proper human history. Da Vinci, I trust you can determine the capital's latitude and longitude from here? What happens when you map it to the China we know? Is there a record of a capital city dating back to a well-known dynasty there? Oh, you already figured that out? I want to keep you all in suspense a little longer. I can certainly understand the desire for a dramatic reveal of your information. Under the present circumstances, however, I am afraid we are reliant on you for all such inquiries, so please give us your information now. Yeah, you made your point. Based on its distance from our present location, it corresponds to proper human history's Xianyang Prefecture. Xianyang? Isn't that? Indeed. Dates back to the Qin dynasty. Qin? That's one of the three kingdoms there, wasn't it? Does that mean it even predates Xiang Yu and Liu Bang? That's right. The Qin dynasty was a major empire around 200 BC. It's known for being the dynasty of China's first emperor. It was a country ruled by the great Qin Shi Huang. So this is Chaldea, your enemy. Yes, but not only are they my sworn enemy, they also come in a threat to the safety of your empire. Namely, heroic spirits. We see. Indeed, we are quite surprised when you first told us of them. You said this master can summon an army of great heroes from the past, correct? We find this difficult to credit indeed. We are certain you will not lie to us, but how could a few mere soldiers ever hope to overturn our eternal reign? We cannot even imagine the possibility. You underestimate the heroic spirits at your peril. Those whose souls are offered to the counterforce are given tremendous power to ensure the continuation of humanity. Trust me when I say that a single servant is easily equivalent to 1,000 ordinary soldiers. So this is Alaya you spoke of. You said the total of human consciousness. This sounds like pure nonsense to us. Is this a matter of thing you simply accept in your own world? You make an excellent point, Your Imperial Majesty. My world is more chaotic and less complete than yours. It must have been. If something so preposterous as resurrecting dead heroic spirits to fight in one's place is considered normal, we cannot help but wonder how a world where such things were necessary to maintain order could have lasted. I must warn you too, Your Imperial Highness, the Master of Chaldea is an enemy you can't afford to ignore. Right. We had forgotten that you are from the same world as Akuta Komenskaya. My name is Koyenskaya, Your Imperial Majesty. Do you think you could try to remember this time? Watch your tongue speaking to the Emperor, wretch. No matter. These visitors come from a world beyond our domain. Of course, our customs salute them. Thank you, Your Imperial Majesty. I do understand that you may find it rude and presumptuous of me to warn you of one so omnipotent as you. But the fact is, Chaldea has already brought strange creatures with them that threaten your people's safety. This poses quite a problem for your quarantine as well. Surely don't want them to get away with this. Please, Your Imperial Majesty, if you merely wait for them to reveal their true barbaric nature, it will be too late. If it is so important to you, then why have you not done something about it yourself? You command these servant puppets as well, do you not? Yes, I do. If you forgive me for disturbing your eternal paradise, I can summon one right now. Very well. Show exactly what these warriors from another world are capable of. Yes, Your Imperial Majesty. This Emperor is much more laid back than I thought. I expected a bit more eagerness to take down the thrust to their empire. I had hoped for the same. Nothing ever seems to go as planned with the Emperor, but, oh well, that isn't going to change. Well, sorry you end up having to do all the work in consequence. I do hope it won't take you too long to finish them off. Is that all I have to say for yourself? After all the trouble you've caused? Please don't glare at me like that, Kuta. You're going to make me cry. We're on the same side in all of this. Besides, is the Master of Chaldea ever Cryptor's sworn enemy? Of course. You could have lured her to the enemy, to any of the others' territories, and any of them would have made sure to finish her off. I would go as far as to say one of them would be a better pick for this kind of work than me. So why did you have to bring them to China? They're only here because they were following you, right? Thank you so much for that. Aw, don't be so hard on yourself, Akuta. I really thought you would be the best fit for the job, seeing how you're so good at defense and all. You see, I actually tried to assassinate her as a favor to Beto. But I'm afraid things didn't go as likely as planned. See, the point I used is called Xian Shui Ming Mai. I'll try pronouncing that, so hopefully I did okay. And, well, I don't suppose you already know what it is, do you? You are unbelievable. So you do know about it. You're one smart cookie, aren't you? In that case, you can see where this is going, right? Only what they'll try to do to find an antidote. Koyanskaya, did you do this on purpose? No, I didn't. This time, I only had about 10% of a plan. That's why I wasted no time coming to warn you, Akuta. I want to take responsibility, see? I mean, Chaldea's got the world's greatest inventor and greatest detective on their side, right? I knew I wouldn't take them long at all to figure out where the poison came from. So I thought, instead of wasting time trying to sweep this under the rug, it would be much better to fortify our defenses now. So here I am warning you about the danger and taking responsibility. It's not like you and I are complete strangers, right? So I thought I could help you out with getting rid of Chaldea. Besides, we're both misanthropic outcasts. You know, it makes sense for us to join forces, don't you think? True. That much I know we have in common. But that still doesn't explain why you brought those dangerous pets of yours along. Pets? Perish the thought. They have their dignity. At least as far as wild animals go. So you didn't order them to go around killing people? Of course not. Why would I rob myself of the pleasure of torturing and killing humans? No, they're just doing their best to survive and find food in an environment they're not used to. Don't you find that far more endearing than a bunch of defanged livestock like this nation's people? That's not the problem, and you know it. How could you set demonic beasts from another Lostbelt loose here? If the Emperor finds out you're the one responsible for them, you will find yourself in real trouble. Oh, that. You might say that's just part of hold on. It must be part of a lifelong project for me. Don't worry, I promise I won't make any trouble for you. You have your own life's work you've devoted yourself to, don't you, Akuta? So I think we'd both be happier if we just stay out of each other's way. Fine. What is done is done, after all. There's no way I'm letting Chaldea mess up my nice, stable Lostbelt. Don't you dare go easy on them, Saber. Lan Lang. As you wish, Master. I promise I won't let you down. Huh? What did you summon him? I can tell he's got a beautiful face underneath that mask, too. No fair, Kuta. How come you're the only one who gets a certified hottie working for her? That's not why he's here. Ugh. Just shut up already, you damn fox. A little embarrassed, aren't we, girls? Okay, so we got got St. Quartz, and we've got Soundless Bell, which is, of course, like I said, the new Ascension material. Ooh, wow. Can't access it. Anyway, next one's getting ready, so it's I'm gonna have to look it up and see what it's ooh, a 24. Yeesh. It's go see what kind of enemy it has. Although I doubt we'll be able to use no one more than still Mosh and Neza. So until next time, the little Jay saying thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves.